Hello everyone, I'm Adam Papagan. Welcome to another episode of There's a Place, the ASMR talk show, the show that feels good to hear. We've got a lovely ASMR performer. She does other stuff too, but she knows about ASMR, so we got that coming up. But I just, these monologues are as much trying to do storytelling and comedy as they are just reflecting on the day, reflecting on the week, reflecting on what's going on. So today, I was just, I'm planning this O.J. Simpson Museum. It's coming to Coagula Gallery in August. I'm curating it. And I thought it would get some interest, but the media has just been going crazy about it. The radio, Channel 7 News, everybody. So I've been dealing with a lot of reporters. And it's interesting, and sometimes they've been writing stories and not even consulting me. So it's interesting seeing the media and how they take things. And of course, some people are taking the position of like, this is gross, this is in poor taste, I don't think this is educational. They're trying to sell papers or whatever. So dealing with the media all day today, I was gonna make a statement about the media needing to be objective and just kind of what I learned from that and how you shouldn't trust the media and kind of reflect on that. However, when I was coming into the studio today, I had a pair of jeans in the back of my car that I was planning on changing into all day. Never got the chance because I was busy with this other stuff. And coming here and just putting on a clean pair of jeans after the day of being around, my cares, my thoughts just melted away. It was so relaxing. There's nothing like a good pair of jeans. Folks, my guest tonight is a musician. She's a personality. She's a character. Please welcome Rap Girl.
Hello.
What's up, Rap Girl? How you doing?
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So, Rap Girl, before the show, I was saying, just telling you, long day today, working the grind, and you were just like, tell me about it. So what was your long day?
My long day was like waking up super early and drinking about 6 yerba mates to keep me going at work and having a cosmic brownie for breakfast and public transportation, working 2 jobs,
So it's just, you're stacking hours. It's one thing after another.
Absolutely. I have 2 bunny rabbits, so they keep me busy.
They keep you busy?
They do. They need a lot of love and pets.
More than a dog?
They don't need to go for walks, so
yeah, I don't.
It's not like that, but it's attention and affection.
Okay.
So.
You're just a good bunny owner, then.
I love them. They're like the best pets you could ever imagine.
What about the poop, though? A dog you can train, a cat will just poop in a box.
My bunnies are actually litter trained.
You can do that?
They actually really want to go in one place, so they were very easy to train.
How do you train a bunny to do litter training?
Basically it's like litter, like a regular litter box.
Cat litter.
For cat. Mm-hmm. And then hay over top, because they like to have a little something to munch on when they're using the restroom.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah, so they just kind of sit there and they eat their little hay and do their business. But they're vegetarian and their poop is like that big and it doesn't smell, so they're really great pets.
But there's a lot of the poop.
They're so. It's pretty manageable.
It doesn't spread. It's kind of pellets,
Yeah,
it's easy to clean up. You can get over it.
Little tiny.
Are bunnies affectionate pets?
I think that you have to have a very specific kind of personality for a bunny to be affectionate with you. I think a lot of people get overexcited about how cute a bunny is and are kind of like, bunny. So you just kind of have to be gentle and then they kind of warm up to you. They're animals of prey, so they're a little skittish, but when you come at them with that like gentle energy, they vibe you.
Do you think you have that kind of energy? Your bunny personality?
I'm an animal person in general, yeah.
You had a cat that
I
lived
did.
longest than
He
any
did.
cat. I mean, he had a long, dignified life.
He did.
I met the
Mew.
cat, actually.
Yeah,
Mew.
he came to the Matthew Teardrop show that I also co-host, and we had his 19th birthday party there. He passed away a couple months ago. His name was Mew, and I rescued him when he was just so tiny and so sick, and they didn't think that he was going to live very long, and he was quarantined for quite a while. And then he just grew on me. I just kind of rescued him to get him out of the situation, and then he just grew on me and went everywhere with me. So 19 beautiful years together.
That's a long time
He was
for
very
a cat.
special. Yeah.
What was going on in the news when you got the cat? Like when you look back at your life, you probably the cat is there. All the important moments of the last 20 years for you.
Let's see. So I think it was 1998 or 99.
So Y2K is coming up.
Y2K
The Tom
was
Green
coming
Show.
up.
South Park.
I think the Spice Girls were really
Mhm.
big, and Britney Spears.
Yep.
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys. Kind of
Yeah.
the height of CD sales.
Oh, absolutely.
20 million sales, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to get this cat.
Yeah, I actually was at a garage sale, and the house was very scary and tiny, and there were a lot of children, and they were kind of like, we have free cats, and I was like, and then I kind of saw them, and I was like, I will take them all. So I took two.
And what happened to the other one?
Mew had a twin brother that passed away when he was very young.
Just like Elvis.
He got hit by a car, sadly. So after that, it was indoors only for Mew.
Is that the secret of a long life for a cat, indoors only?
I think that, he wasn't extremely adventurous, so he didn't mind being an indoor-only cat. I think it depends on the personality, Sometimes cats need to adventure, but he didn't really need to stray too far from home. Yeah.
Perhaps there's a lesson there,
Yeah.
right? You lived all over with this cat, right? You said you lived in 3 cities with it?
Yeah, I was born and raised in New York. And we
City
lived
or
all over the
state?
place. I was born and raised in upstate New York. I was very young when I adopted him. And we lived in Utica, Rome, Poughkeepsie, New York. We moved across the country to Portland, Oregon, lived there for a while, and then he flew there. That was fun, having a cat fly with you across the country.
Did everyone talk to you about the cat?
Well, we gave him sedatives that he didn't really want to take, so he kind of spit it out, and then it was a thing, and then he was foaming at the mouth, and I was crying because I cry a lot, so I was like, my cat. And you have to pay for a regular price ticket for an animal when you bring them on the planes, so that was, but they can only go in the under storage. They count as your carry-on, but you have to also pay for a ticket for them. So.
But do you get an extra seat?
No, you don't get an extra seat. So unfair, right?
That's not
Yeah,
fair.
It's not fair.
That's not fair.
Children get their own seat. That's my child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he came to LA.
He came to LA. We drove down the Pacific Coast Highway together with some friends in a van, and I had this enormous crate for him, and he refused to be in the crate. He was just meowing the whole time, and I opened up the crate and I said, you can sit on the seat, but don't go anywhere. If you stay on the seat, you won't have to ride in the crate. He came out, he sat on the seat the whole time. He had a little leash, he'd go for a walk, he'd do his business, and then come back in the van and sit on the seat the whole time. So he rode the whole way in the seat.
So you seem, very attuned to your animals, you're an animal person. Do you think Mew was excited about moving to California? Do you think he knew in his own way that something exciting was happening?
I think that he was just excited to like be having an adventure, to be honest. He loves to, go places with me and do things with me, so.
You did a lot of stuff. You were on the Matt Teardrop show together.
Yes.
Tell me about the Matt Teardrop show. So full disclosure, we should say, you are involved with Matt Teardrop, friend of the show. He's been on the show before.
My boyfriend Matthew has a TV show called The Matthew Teardrop Show, and we do some episodes together. I co-host, and he decided to throw a birthday party for my cat Mew when he turned 19, which was really fun. Mew came to the set and ate a whole can of cat food that we made into a birthday cake.
Yeah, I remember. I was there.
And Matt had a picture made for him. Someone, drew a beautiful picture for him that he presented him with as a present. So that was really fun. That was the best birthday I think he's ever had.
Do you like co-hosting a show with your boyfriend? Do you have any creative differences?
It's always kind of a surprise because I never know who's going to be there or what we're going to do. So it's always a roller coaster.
Whose idea was it for you to be on the show?
I believe that it was Mouse's idea.
Oh, okay.
The person who also
the producer, yeah, we know
puts it
Mouse.
together, yeah.
Okay. So it wasn't like you weren't trying to steal
His
part of
thunder.
his thoughts.
How can you really steal that man's thunder?
That's true. It's additive.
He's always
It's a collaboration.
on stage, right?
Yeah. Karen Centerfold's on that show. You've
Sometimes,
kind of a
yeah.
difficult relationship with her.
I do.
She's a bit of a difficult person. We love her here, but
The thing about Karen is that I really enjoy her company, especially one-on-one. She's a very fascinating person. She's led a very interesting life, but I feel like sometimes when we get, in those spaces, she kind of pushes me out, and it's a little bullyish, and
she is.
I have a hard time with that. I'm a very sensitive soul, so and emotional. Like I said, I cry all the time, so I'm like, Karen was mean to me. I'm crying.
She is mean.
She can be pretty.
She's
brutal.
mean to girls, especially too.
Yeah, absolutely.
She likes being like the head girl, the tough one. She's really bossy.
She's really bossy.
But she's also
That's what she
nice
wants.
sometimes.
She's the kind of person who she knows what she wants, and she knows
Yes.
how she wants it, and she's not going to accept anything else. So you have to hand it to her,
Yeah, a lot of people would say that would be a good quality, phrased that way. Clearer vision. Except what she wants is nuts a lot of the times. That's the great thing. So you cry a lot?
I do.
How often do you cry?
I cried in the car on the way here.
What?
I cried getting ready. I cried when I woke up this morning. I'm a very emotional person. I think that it's, I experienced a lot of really traumatic stuff in my early childhood that I didn't feel like I could express. And my dad would always say, don't cry. So I was like, okay, I'm not allowed to cry. And then when I realized that I'm totally allowed to cry, I'm just gonna feel how I want and cry. I think it's important to be able to process and express your emotions so that you can work through them. And I think crying is a very therapeutic way of doing it. I cry in weird places though, I'll cry on the bus, or I cry when I see a picture of a cute dog, or it's not always a sad thing.
So how long do these crying things last? How long will you cry for?
Usually long enough to get attention or what I want. No, usually it's usually just a quick thing. It's not like a cry for everything bad that's ever happened to you thing, but I've done that too. So.
Is it like a boo-hoo-hoo thing, like you turn red, or your eyes just start watering?
Just water streaming down your face, you know, kind of thing.
So any kind of emotion, something that kind of touches you, will start the waterworks.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, if you want to ugly cry, sometimes you can get there if it's a really like upsetting thing.
Oh yeah,
you
ugly
know,
crying.
So, no stranger to ugly crying.
Every time you cry though, is it like, because if you cry a lot, you must like be used to it, like, oh, this will pass or whatever. Or is every time, is it like a fresh like feeling of emotion?
Every time, you know, on the way here it was like, if you cry, your eyelashes are gonna come off, and you don't want that. So like, calm down, you know, calm down. But then sometimes it's like, well, I'm just like crying in my pillow, so you know it's okay, or just depends. Depends on the situation.
What was the worst situation, or no, sorry, the best situation you ever cried in?
One time my friend who walks dogs called me in my office and told me to come downstairs, and she had like 8 Pomeranians, my favorite kind of dog ever. And I came downstairs and there just all these beautiful little Pomeranians kissing me, and I cried. That was the best cry.
It was so beautiful.
Do you cry?
No.
No.
No. When was the last time? I had a friend die a couple years ago. I cried that.
It's a good
No, I
reason
don't
to
cry much. But I do get choked up a lot.
Yeah.
Not like, just like I get that, like, you know, that tingle kind of like in the back of your eye right before you start to cry.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when I'm listening to the radio, because it's kind of an intimate thing. When I hear about something like especially horrible happening in the world,
Yeah.
I'll kind of just be like, oh, like my eyes will water up. But I can't cry on command. Can you?
No, I can't really cry on command.
You gotta be a pretty messed up person for that to happen.
Or a really good actress.
Or in tune to something.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Taylor could apparently cry on command.
That's amazing.
Yeah, she was pretty great.
I love that we don't get to wear shoes on the show.
Well, there was originally a no shoes on the green screen policy.
Well, that's exactly how like the first time they did like foot porn started, right? They were like, you have to take your shoes off, and then next thing you know, you're making $20 at the speech, right?
That sounds like a really specific example that you were using. Has that happened to you?
It has. There was this one really great time. I was like on Venice Beach with my friend. We were walking her chihuahuas, and this guy rides up on a huffy, and he's like, I'm a scientist, and starts pulling out like business cards and showing us pictures of his wife and his daughter. They kind of looked the same age, and then was like saying that he was studying feet, and like he would pay me $20 to take some pictures, and I was like, $20? Sounds great. So, but then it kind of got weird when he like handed me baby oil, and he was like, put this on your feet. And I was like, okay, whatever.
Think he still has those pictures?
I actually looked at the business card that he gave me and went to the website, and it was totally like foot porn.
Of course.
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah. Everyone has a price. I was kind of homeless at the time too, so I was like,
$20.
$20.
Yeah, the foot thing is weird because like feet aren't dirty, you know, everybody has them. So I feel like that's a fetish that kind of is accepted in mainstream society.
It's pretty harmless. In a
Yeah.
sense, yeah.
Is it harmless though? You didn't feel grossed out doing
I
that?
didn't feel grossed out. I think that any time that you are exploited in that sense, you're not actually exploited if you're empowered by it, you know, and there's a sense of empowerment sometimes that comes from like
Letting this guy get off for $20?
It's not even like sexual. It's just having the power of like knowing that you have something that someone wants, or that it's just a power thing. I think that it's a part of women's sexuality that isn't talked about so much either. Yeah.
What if you wanted a picture of your neck? Too creepy?
I don't know.
Lower back?
That would be a hard no, because I have a really bad tramp stamp that I'm like very protective of. Like, if you want to see that, you have to. Can I say that? I can't say the F word.
You can say whatever you want.
If you want to see that, you have to fuck me, pretty much, because I'm not showing that to anybody.
Mm-hmm. So like, no,
It's
okay.
bad. It's like tribal tattoo bad. It's like first tattoo bad.
So what was your first tattoo?
My first tattoo. I was not old enough to get a tattoo either, so I probably shouldn't have done. I should have waited.
Why that as the first tattoo? Tell me the story. Where'd you get it?
Well, my best friend at the time, who was older than me, and she knew this guy who did tattoos out of a shop. He was friends with her mom, and so he was going to give us some tattoos, and she drew it for me, and she had been my best friend for years and years, so it was
peer
and I
pressure.
drew hers. Well, I'm also very adventurous and kind of not like kind of don't really think about the next 5 years or 5 minutes, so
Seems like a good idea at the time.
yeah.
We're talking about it now.
Well, I mean, it's not that it's a bad idea, it's just like not the coolest thing to admit that you have a tribal tramp stamp.
Well, you know, be empowered by it.
Yeah, hopefully it'll come back around in a couple of years and everyone will be like, wow, that's tight.
You never know.
Yeah.
The guy knew you were underage.
Probably.
They must do a lot of underage tattoos.
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know that like he was my best friend at the time lived in this like 1960s trailer in the middle of upstate New York. There was like a crazy junkyard behind like this fence, and her mother grew weed like right behind like one of the little like you can move one of the little fence pieces. And her mom would just give us weed and smoke us out. So her mom definitely didn't have a problem with like taking us to get tattoos, you know, that kind of thing. She's a cool mom. She actually kind of looked like Iggy Pop, but she could like take her teeth out.
I can 100% imagine the type of lady you're
Just
talking
imagine
about.
Iggy Pop as like your best friend's mom.
Iggy Pop grew up in a trailer.
Maybe she was Iggy Pop. That would make so much sense.
Your best friend growing up, Cynthia Pop, Iggy's daughter.
She swore like a sailor too. She was the kind of person who would like swear until there was no more breath in her lungs. She would just swear and swear until there was nothing left there.
Are you still in touch with these people?
I'm not, unfortunately.
Not on Facebook?
I was.
They're not?
This is the thing is that I have a secret Facebook, like where like your family and your like friends from high school are allowed to like be your friend. All my stuff got hacked recently, so my Facebook, my Instagram, my PayPal, my iTunes, like I got severely hacked.
Who hacked you?
I think it's the Russians. I think that the Russians hacked Britney Spears and they hacked me, so.
What are you basing this on? Has Mr. Trump told you something?
So, it started with my Instagram, and I got a notification that, you know, people had liked my Instagram, and when I went to go look at it, it was just gone. And I went through some tagged photos and found they had changed my name, my username, my password, my email associated with it, and the phone number associated with it. So I had nothing to get into the account. And I tried to send myself an email to reset the password, and it would say, your password is sent to your email, and then it would just say like the first letter was like a J, And it was like star, 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 at star, 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 star. And then it was like .ru, which is like...
Yeah, the Russian hackers.
So...
Why you?
I don't know. I think it's because I'm pretty and they're jealous. I'm not really sure. I haven't been able to ask them. I did write them a message, but they never wrote me back. And it was kind of like, give me back my fucking Instagram, asshole, fuck you, like kind of thing. But I don't know why they wouldn't respond to that.
It seems like you're reasonable.
It's a very reasonable reaction to have.
How did it feel losing these social media accounts that you spent years building?
Well, needless to say, I cried a lot. But like, honestly, like, I mean, when you really think about it, tours, cities I've lived in, friendships, relationships, my cat that just passed away, my dog that passed away that I was very close with, just all of that stuff just gone. Really, like, when I would think about it, would really hit me hard and bum me out. So it's, how do you start over again, you know?
Well, on the other side of it, if it weren't for the technology, you wouldn't have had any of those pictures. Or the first, anyway, you would only have had your memories.
Also, I'm like a total digital hoarder, so I'm sure that I have them on like 3 hard drives somewhere.
Yeah, but you don't even know.
And I don't know, I haven't checked.
Yeah.
I'm a busy girl.
Yeah, right, yeah. Eating the cosmic brownies for breakfast.
I had a cosmic brownie for breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, got a lot going on.
Cosmic. Keeping it cosmic.
What did you have for breakfast?
Nothing, coffee. And I ate Chipotle at like 4:30, so that was about it.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's hot?
That's hot.
That's
yeah.
what Paris Hilton would say.
I love her.
You like her?
I love her. I think she's kind of a genius. If you've ever watched any interviews with her, the whole like being dumb kind of thing, she's a businesswoman, and that's definitely her like brand and what, you know, she's used to like make money and gain popularity in a sense.
Well, I think she used the hotel chain founded by her grandfather to
That's
get money.
true as well.
But
And she's a DJ. See,
she's a DJ?
She's a DJ. She DJs in Ibiza for like $1 million a night. And all she does is like press buttons to things that are not plugged in, and she's like,
how old is she
who doesn't want that job
these days? She's gonna be 35?
Oh, I don't know.
When you're talking about like she's great or whatever, you're talking about the Paris Hilton of 10 years ago, of The Simple Life, of the book by Tinkerbell.
I'm a huge fan of The Simple Life. I definitely just bought the 2nd and 3rd season on iTunes.
3 seasons of that show.
Yeah, well, there's more that I've just never seen.
It's more than 3?
The 2 and 3 are the ones that are the best, because it's when she and Nicole were like BFFs and getting into trouble and stuff. So.
Because now they hate each other. Maybe they made up.
I'm really not sure. I haven't really kept up too much. But she did also another reality TV show. I think it was called like The World According to Paris or whatever. It was really good.
Do you remember her song? We Are Stars.
Stars Are Blind.
Stars Are Blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stars Are Blind.
That is like my karaoke jam.
They have that at karaoke?
One of many karaoke jams.
What do you do at karaoke?
Well, what I really like to do at karaoke is get up on the mic and be like, I've never done this before, so and then people are like, oh, it's your first time. But then also they're like, wow, that's your first time? And I'm like, yeah, buy me a drink. But I really love to do Summer of '69, right? Brian Adams.
Got my first real 6-string.
I got my first real 6-string. I love to do some Spice Girls. I've once did Spice Girls by myself, and then reminded the audience that it took 5 girls to sing that song, but it only took 1 to sing on that stage. And I love, we did a Leonard Cohen tribute show at the church when Leonard Cohen passed away, and I did that Chelsea Hotel song. I really dig that one sometimes on karaoke.
You did it as a karaoke song?
No.
It's more a cover.
I've done it on karaoke, but we did it as a cover, yeah.
When you're doing karaoke, do you do your like breathy voice that you talk in? Like, do you put your own spin on the songs? Or do you are actually like, Summer of '69, and do you like get into it?
It kind of depends on what the song is, you know, like I really, if they have it, which it's very rare they do, sometimes if you're just doing like kitchen karaoke, I'm a big fan of Bikini Kill, and I like to do Rebel Girl, but I changed the words to Rap Girl. So like that, you know, mostly it's just my real voice, which is actually very tiny.
Yeah.
You gotta take it down.
You should check out holidays roll around. Santa Baby, I think you would do a really good version of.
I could do a really good Santa Baby, you're right. Well, I just did a Christmas song. It's called Naughty or Nice. And I had a friend, Sarah Cisco, was going to put out a holiday album. And then it didn't happen. But
That's always next year.
I was like, I'm doing a Christmas song anyways. And I did it. It's really dirty. And I made a video in like a day. There's just a bunch of butts, lots of butts twerking on like things like fruitcakes and dogs and disco balls and that kind of stuff. So
for Christmas?
But I hate Christmas music, so that's why, like, sometimes I'm in the store and I hear Silent Night and I just want to smash everything.
Well, yeah, that
know?
song's terrible.
So I was like, I'm gonna write a Christmas song that I can get down to.
So how do you write a Christmas song?
Well, to be honest,
it's gotta hit a couple points to make it Christmassy, you know?
Well, the song goes, naughty or nice, naughty or nice. Don't have to think twice. Christmas comes once, but I always come twice. So, you know, just kind of talk about
Christmas stuff.
Twerking on Santa's dick and needing that package and...
So you bring in a lot of references that are related to Christmas.
There's so many double entendres when it comes to Christmas. Like,
candy cane.
Come in my chimney. Like, there's just so many double entendres. I really explored that comedic...
Bowl full of jelly.
Empowerment. Yeah.
Comedic empowerment. Well, let's talk about Rap Girl. I'm always, when somebody comes on the show and they have like a moniker or like a stage name or whatever, I'm always interested in that. And Rap Girl is a pretty good one. I'm surprised it wasn't taken.
I'm surprised it wasn't taken too. And I think it's just because it's so stupid that like,
It's really
no one's
stupid,
like,
in a good
no
way.
one, yeah, but like nobody's gonna be like, sometimes when people are like, what's your name? And I'm like, Rap Girl. They're like, okay, so what's your, you know, like people. In some cities, that's the only way that people know me too. They're just like, oh, it's Rap Girl, right? Like they don't even, you know my name. So she kind of came about after, God, I was going through a really hard time in my life, and I was like, what have I always, where am I going with my life? What am I doing with my life? And I made a list, like, what have I always wanted to do? Dance, sing, right? So those were on my list, and at my birthday party, there was this performer who rapped, and his name was Boy Funk, and little did I know he was going to become my very best friend. And we hung out after the show, and I said, you know, I have a character which I love to dress up and go out, and you know, wigs kind of have different characters. So I had a specific like little blonde bob, and she was Rap Girl. And I said, I have a character named Rap Girl if you ever, you know, want someone to dance or sing. And he said, it's like you've been reading my diary. And it just happened from there.
Were you reading his diary?
I was not reading his. He doesn't even keep a diary. He keeps a Facebook.
So he's being hyperbolic okay.
But from there, I just backup danced with him as Rap Girl. And then we did a song together. Then I did my own song. And then I started, you know, writing more and doing stuff on my own. So.
Now, looking at you, you don't seem like a rap music fan. Was it kind of Do you actually like rap, or is it kind of ironic and a good name, so you went with it?
I chose rap as a medium because it is a art form that's very misogynistic. A lot of it is very kind of derogatory towards women. And at the time when I started doing this, there weren't really role models out there. Like Nicki Minaj wasn't really like, there's always like the greats and stuff or whatever, but there wasn't really anyone that was like kind of coming out and doing that sort of thing at the time. And I thought, this really needs to exist. And for me, it was more about empowering people. And I think that ultimately, like, if you're not hurting yourself and you're not hurting anybody else, like, who gives a
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
That was not an ASMR.
No, it's an explosion.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you allergic to me?
No, I don't think so. It's the dust. I don't know. I was trying to cover it. I'm sorry.
Bless. I don't ever know if I'm like supposed to say bless you or like.
In this society where
in my
people.
house we say shut up, but then I'm like, oh, I don't really, people aren't think I'm rude. So.
Bless you, people get weirded out about it because they're like anti-religious.
Yeah.
Gesundheit is funny. It's old school.
I don't really, that's like the only thing I can really ever think to say, because I'm like, well, bless you, but then like, shut up, like that's kind of more of a...
Salud.
Oh, that's a good one.
I think that's what they say
like
in other parts of the world.
Like, excuse you, that's kind of rude, what are you supposed to say?
I think it's on the person who sneezes to say, excuse me. Also, I wasn't trying to sneeze during your story. Just so you know that, I wasn't trying to get attention or anything.
It's okay.
Okay. Cool. So you're rapping to empower women. Yeah. Is rapping easy?
I think so, yeah. Absolutely. But, I don't ever explain it in a way where I'm like, oh yeah, I rap. It's comedy, I rap about my pussy and I rap about things that are funny, and I just I think it's important for people to know that it's okay to be who you are and express that. Like I said, as long as you're not hurting yourself, you're not hurting anybody else or putting anybody else down. It's just about empowering yourself.
You should check out Sophia Grace.
I
Do you
love
know what I'm talking
her.
about?
I love her so much.
She's a little girl who's good at rapping. She might not be a little girl anymore.
She is like 13 now, and she's doing, she's a judge, a celebrity judge, on a show called Toy Box that we watch.
Is it a British show?
No, it's an American TV show, and basically toy inventors come on the show, and they bring like their, whatever their invention is, and then they go through a series of judges, and then the kids are like the final say. So she's on that show. Maddie really loves that show.
She was like, it's weird, those kids who are like little mini adults and are like really poised and driven. What's up with kids like that?
I don't know. Like, I wish that I was that expressive when I was young. I think it's a really admirable quality for someone to be so young and to be so secure in like who they are and like what they want to do, and not to be afraid of that. She's
good at rapping though. She has a reason to be confident.
And she also, who's her little psychic Rosie?
Oh, but Rosie doesn't have it at all.
Rosie's just like her hype man.
But Rosie's not good. Rosie's just some like little girl, like whatever.
I love them on Ellen.
Mm-hmm.
They're always going on Ellen and like winning things.
Yeah. They've been around a while. It's modern era.
Do you have a favorite rapper? Is it Sophia Grace?
Yeah, probably. I don't like rap music.
What kind of music is your favorite?
Rock and roll music, of course. You've obviously never seen this show before. No.
That's not true. I've actually watched the show a lot.
No, I know. But whatever. No, rap music, I just, it's fine. Like, I'm not against it.
Like old school rap though, and like hip hop, like
actually,
Salt-N-Pepa, and like.
I like Sugar Hill Records, like that like fun rap music from the late 70s. I like that.
Yeah. What about like when Debbie Harry did like?
Oh, that Fat Fat Freddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I think it's fun, but
Well, she was one of the first people to really expose mainstream to like rap music in that sense.
it came up when punk did in New York City, and they were both countercultural. But then rap just became like very like bland, go for the money.
I love her. She's one of my like favorite people ever. I just saw her in concert at the Hollywood Bowl.
Are they good?
She
Blondie?
definitely was not into her old songs. Like she was just like talking the words and then like putting the microphone out. But she's really feeling her new stuff. And I can tell that she wants to be recognized as like a current artist, even though like society and pop culture kind of won't let her exist in that way. She wants to.
Well, they had that song in the 90s that was a hit, Maria, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, wasn't it on a movie or something? I can't remember what it was.
Way into their career. That would happen in the 90s though.
Yeah.
Tom Petty
Well,
and
the
stuff.
thing about them is that when they reached the height of their success, like the very height of their success, where they were like, you know, everyone was listening to them, Chris Stein, Debbie Harry's partner and partner in music, got very sick, and they kind of just like reclused through it all and kind of left the scene.
They're not still together, are they?
They're not still
way.
together, no. But they're also one of my all-time favorite love stories.
She was much better looking than him.
What's that?
She was much better looking than him.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
I never understood that, why
But
she would want to be with that
also,
loser.
You know, she saw him from across the room and she just was like, he's going to be mine, you know? She just loved him.
You were hanging out with Angeline not too long ago, right?
I love Angeline. I went a couple rides with her, actually, but I haven't taken them yet. I'm just such a procrastinator.
She's not going to be around forever. You got to take those rides.
It's true. People say that to me all the time. I also kind of thought, like, well, if I have a couple of rides from her, maybe I can just use her as a personal Lyft driver or something when I'm low on cash and drunk at the club. I'll call her assistant and be like, "You're ready for my ride."
Did you know who, and if anybody out there watching doesn't know, Angeline is the famous Billboard queen of Los Angeles. Did you know who she was before you came to Los Angeles?
Well, actually, my aunt, I'm very close to, came out to Los Angeles in the 90s for an acting career, and I came out to visit her, and that's the first time that I ever saw Angeline billboards, and she told me who Angeline was. I discovered her music, actually.
That was the first thing she did, was music.
Really big fan. She's talented, actually, you know. So when she had an art show, I had to go.
A couple years ago, right?
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. I didn't go. But
That's where I won my first ride with her. And her pieces were all just self-portraits of herself painted as like a big-eyed sad child, which I collect those paintings from the 60s. I'm like obsessed. So that floored me. But she's also naked, like riding skeletons in every single one. They're so hot.
what is it about Angeline?
I think that kind of the same thing that you can really say for Debbie Harry or even Karen Centerfold is just that, like, they prove that sexuality, like, can exist past, like, past your 20s, past your 30s, past your 40s. Like, you don't, just because you're old doesn't mean that you, like, lose that. And they're definite sex symbols that, continue through the ages.
And alluring, too. Debbie Harry, Angeline, and Karen Centerfold.
I love a good bad blonde girl, and Courtney Love, right? It's my other bad blonde girl.
You would put Courtney Love on the same level as Karen Centerfold?
Oh, I wouldn't put Karen Centerfold on the same level as Courtney Love, but I imagine that being friends with Courtney Love is probably similar, like abusive wives.
You think Courtney Love wrote that whole album, or was it Kurt Cobain?
I do think so. She's really, really brilliant. If you ever get a chance, if you're into biographies, she has a lot of really good ones, but the best one is The Real Courtney Love by Poppy Z. Bright. It really chronicles her whole life, and She's always really talented and a brilliant person, very, very intelligent, and I think that with a lot of people who are like that, it's difficult to exist and painful, and people turn to substance abuse, and when you are a tortured artist. I definitely believe she wrote that. Yeah, it was so psychic too. When the album came out, it was like she wrote it yesterday. It was so weird.
Rap Girl. What is next for Rap Girl? What you got on the burner? What's coming up? What's cooking?
I just wrote a really great new banger, and I'm filming a music video in the desert this fall that I'm like super excited about. We're gonna smash some stuff and set some stuff on fire. And
can you tell us what kind of stuff you're gonna smash, or is that NDA or something?
I feel like you're gonna have to see it.
We'll have to see what. Okay,
it's
I understand.
Really good,
yeah,
though.
if you can't talk about
it's
it, okay.
Really good.
Smashing.
Really good. Yeah, we're gonna smash some awesome stuff.
And do you still, if people wanted to look up your music, could they search Rap Girl, or would there be some Russian hacker?
No, I'm available on iTunes as well as all like the streaming things like Spotify and whatever. And every time you listen to one of my songs, I get like 5 cents. Also, you can just steal my music off of YouTube. I have videos for pretty much all my songs, and also SoundCloud. I just make it so you can download it. So I would rather people have the music than, not have it because they can't pay for it.
A real artist gives out their work. You see those guys with the CDs down on Hollywood Boulevard trying to just force $10.
Yeah.
So that's how you know it's not a real. But you're getting your rap out there. Your comedy, empowerment rap.
My pussy power comedy rap.
Well, Rap Girl, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
We'd love to. Great ASMR talking. We didn't even get into that, but you kept your voice really low and steady, and it was great.
I'm very dehydrated.
Okay.
Like I said, I only had 6 yerba mates.
Yeah. Well, we'll go get some Gatorade after this.
Yeah.
How about that? Thank you all for tuning in. Until next time, this is Adam Papagan, reminding you that there's a place you can go, and it's your mind. Good night.